Welcome to the SA Music Box band strip feature. Our guest tonight is the incredibly young and talented Josh Middleton, and he'll be sharing 3 of his songs and a beautiful story behind it. And hopefully we can dive a bit deeper into how he deals with the pressure of being a young star. This is Band Stripped, Josh Middleton. Sunday night in time for our second band strip feature. Our second guest tonight is Josh Middleton, who's now a little bit grown up, and he'll be talking to us about his songs, his new songs especially, and be playing us a few songs. So I can't wait to get stuck into this. Josh, welcome to the Unplugged Studio.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me.
So what's been happening? I mean, you've been on the station before, obviously. There's been a lot going on in your career.
Tons.
Like what?
European tour, international deal, completely changed my sound. Upcoming tour that I'll speak about later.
So small things.
Small things.
Nice.
Yeah, but lots of them.
So I heard a rumor that you wrote your first song when you were 6 months old.
6 months.
Yeah.
That's a bit early, hey?
Is that true? No.
No.
How old were you?
I was probably, you know what, I actually didn't start writing until I was around the age of 12. Actually, let's say 10, 12.
But you started singing when you were 5,
But
right?
I started singing when I was 5.
What were the songs you were singing? I'm assuming they're not nursery rhymes. They were like
No,
songs.
so I actually loved ABBA.
Yeah.
And then from ABBA, I went to Whitney Houston and Christina Aguilera.
Which was your favorite ABBA song?
Oh my gosh, I think it was
Waterloo.
the one from Mamma Mia, Honey Honey or something. I don't even know. I was so young.
Is that how you discovered ABBA, through Mamma Mia?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
that's crazy, eh?
Yeah, that's unbelievable actually.
Yeah.
He discovered ABBA through Mamma Mia. Wow, that's amazing. Listen, I love ABBA too. And I played this game where if you take different titles of ABBA songs, you can make a game show. Pick an ABBA song as an example.
I've forgotten all the ABBA songs.
Say it was The Winner Takes It All.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
That's
The
a
one that
game
takes
show.
it all. Yeah, there we go.
Money, money, money. It's a game show.
What?
You see where I'm going with this, eh?
No way. I never realized
So
that.
at the early stage when you started performing, what clicked into place to shape your love for performing music? Was it instant or was it something that grew on you?
You know, it was originally just a hobby. And then I remember getting on stage for the first time at some singing competition. And I was petrified. And then straight after that performance, I was like, you know what, I really love that. I've got to get back on the stage.
Was there a good response from the audience?
Yes, there was, yeah.
Because when your folks say, you know, you sing well, it's never the best. It's not the most reassuring sign of talent.
Yeah.
Because all folks think their kids sing well, don't they?
Exactly, yeah.
So when it comes from other people, it's sort of convinces you. And how old were you when that happened?
I would say I was around 6 or 7.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you first started performing, was it mainly covers or?
Mostly covers. All
Yeah.
covers, pretty much.
And what did you perform? Justin Bieber?
First song was Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Okay, of course
Like
it was,
a
wasn't it?
Christmas competition. And then it went from there to Adele, Christina Aguilera. And
You got
Whitney
into some
Houston.
serious stuff after that, yeah?
Yeah. I have nothing.
No stopping you from there.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think has changed the most from when you first started performing to now? What's the biggest difference?
I would say experience.
Yeah.
I went from performing at competitions to performing at corporate events and some festivals and also my own live shows.
Yeah.
And what that's kind of taught me is that the interaction between like me and a crowd, that's what gives me like my hype and like my energy.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a venue where you're not allowed to go in because you're underage?
Yeah, but they let me in anyway because I'm cool.
Well, listen, I see that you're shaving now, which means
Yeah.
you're not too far away from growing a beard.
Exactly.
I'm saying 5 to 7 years maybe.
Yeah.
Tops. Right, but I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
In your family, do the men in your family have strong beards?
No.
When you walked into the studio today, you didn't think that the subject would somehow get to beards.
No idea.
Exactly. This is what happens on the SA Music Box. Now, your first track is a song called Stay.
Yes.
When did you write the song? What's the song about?
I wrote the song in, I would say, March. And it was about loss of a loved one.
Yeah.
And I decided to write it kind of just wanting them to stay with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where the inspiration of the song came from.
It's a deeply emotional song. Do you find lyrically, do you feel that your craft is getting better? Do you find it easy to write about emotion now than 5 years ago?
Definitely. I've always struggled to write. I mean, like, this is an example I always use is love songs. You can't write a love song when you're like 8 years old.
Yeah.
It's like you haven't even had a girlfriend yet, right?
Well, you can, but the love is going to be about sort of animate objects.
Yeah, you can always fake it. And that's what I've been doing. I mean, my whole album, I don't think I wrote a single love song that was out of actual experience.
Yeah.
And that's
about the concept of love more than
exactly, yeah. And that's why I think that Stay was probably one of my first songs that I actually wrote about something real.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us tonight, Josh.
Thanks.
Next up, Josh performing with Brendan O'Tim on the Band Strip Studio. It's his first song tonight called Stay.
If the world is ours, then let it begin. Please don't let the outside in. 'Cause my wings are broken, my lungs have holes in, but I'm still breathing in. When the walls have fallen down, will you be the same after a hurricane? When the floor from beneath my feet has broken down, will you still walk to me? Stay, will you stay with me? Will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love. Stronger, the night gets darker, the tides are rolling in. When the walls have fallen down, will you be the same after a hurricane? When the floor from beneath my feet has broken down, will you still walk to me? Stay, will you stay with me? Will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love. Stay with me, will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love.
Welcome back to the SA Music Box and the Band Strip feature. We sort of very deep into this now. We're getting very exciting here. Josh is starting to perspire a little bit. Actually, no, he's been very cool.
We got the aircon working.
Yes, that was Stay by Josh Middleton. Now, Josh, you've reached quite a level of popularity, which is unusual for a person your age, right? So what's been the best and worst things about popularity at your age?
I don't think that I've experienced anything negative about it yet.
Seriously?
I really don't.
No stalkers?
No,
Stage 5 clingers?
I don't think that's negative. I think it's positive. They're streaming my music. They can stalk me as much as they
Well,
want.
Brendan will tell you, there are times when it'll go pear-shaped. It gets very dark. It's a dark world. Be prepared
I'm sure
for
he's
it.
got stories. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything negative.
So it's been all positive so far.
Yeah.
And being in school at things and performing songs, how have you felt that people have reacted to you? Did you see a change?
Yeah, I always used to be super worried about, hey, what are other teenagers going to think of me? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward being on a stage in front of kids that you know are super judgmental,
Yeah.
specifically teens. And I'm a teen, so.
Yeah. There was a point, obviously, where you became a teenager, and just before that, when people mention girls, you would go, "Oh, don't mention girls."
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's not the case anymore.
No, not at all.
Of course not.
Yeah.
You seem like you got your wits about you.
Got it.
You get a lot of attention from the ladies now.
I've got a girlfriend.
No, I know. Oh, that's firmly established. You've heard it, all you listeners. If you think he's got a girlfriend, but we obviously they're just curious to know. So
Yeah.
that's why we're asking.
Awesome.
So that's obviously, and I'm assuming she's about your age.
A little bit younger.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's fair. Keep it safe and tidy. Now, your age is obviously, it's been a very interesting thing to me because you've achieved quite a bit at a very young age, which is very unusual for a South African musician.
Yeah.
Most experienced musicians would tell you that it takes them years to get to even close to the level that you've got to in a short space of time.
Yeah.
Right? You're obviously exposed to a lot more than the average 16-year-old is
Yeah.
exposed to. Have your parents set any limits, if any, for you in terms of what you can and can't do?
The only limits that they've ever really set is as long as I'm doing well in school,
Yeah.
they'll continue to support my music. And besides that, it's just like no drugs, no alcohol,
No sex.
keep it tidy.
Sorry, what was that? Eskimo writer? Oh, no. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Just checking, yeah.
Yeah. And they'll support me, like, if I follow that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So basically they're saying to you, keep it straight, be responsible, and you'll have the
Exactly.
freedom that you need,
Yeah,
which is probably a good example for any youngsters listening out there. It's the same for all of you. Even for Josh Middleton, who's sitting here now. He's a big music star now in SA, but he has the same rules because he's your age. Now your next track is called Somebody.
Yeah.
Who is Somebody?
I've got no idea. You know what it's actually about?
Mhm.
It's actually about me needing somebody.
Yeah.
I actually wrote this song. I was kind of like at a low, and I was like, I just really need somebody.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what the song's about.
Yeah. Do you ever, find yourself, do you write about your dreams and things like that?
Not really.
Or things you think about or things you imagine?
I kind of watch people, and then I take like that experience of watching them, and then
Yeah.
so I'm kind of like a creepy stalker.
And when you write a song, do you bounce it off your girlfriend? I'm not literally, obviously, but
Not
so
really.
figuratively speaking.
Not really,
so-
actually. Hey.
Yeah.
It's more like I bounce it off my parents, my sister,
Yeah. Who do you think is the most honest person when it comes to the quality of your songs?
my parents, definitely.
So if it's bad, they'll tell you it's like,
Yeah,
this is
straight
not
up,
great.
straight up, and that's how it's got to be. I mean,
Oh, that's very good. That's
Which
very
is
unusual,
awesome.
but I think
Exactly.
very good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably why you're sitting here today, is because you have honest parents, and I think that's a very
Yeah.
important thing. If you just watch Idols, you'll know what I mean. So this is Josh Middleton with Somebody, his second track on the Band Strip feature. Very excited to hear, and you can make of it, I suppose, what you want to make of it. I think that's what your message to the listeners is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah,
People will bring up different meanings for different songs.
exactly. Yeah.
Josh Middleton with Somebody on Band Stripped.
Tell me that you're broke. Tell me that you'll be just fine. I hope that it's okay if I stay another night. My soul's too soft for heartache. Tell me, do you feel it too? Every bone in my body is crying out for you. And I'm sorry for everything. Sorry to you and me. Sorry I messed up. Sorry that I need love. Maybe I gave up. Maybe I gave up on us, 'cause I need somebody. I need somebody. Tell me that you're okay. Tell me that you'll be just fine. Promises don't mean nothing when all that you do is lie. And I'm sorry for everything. Sorry to you and me. Sorry I messed up. Sorry that I need love. Maybe I gave up. Maybe I gave up on us, 'cause I need somebody. I need somebody. I need somebody. I need somebody. Wish that you'd take me along. Wish that you'd take me along. Wish that you'd take me along. Wish that you'd take me along.
Welcome back to Band Stripped on the SA Music Box on Hot 91.9. Our guest tonight is Josh Middleton, and that was his track Somebody. Lovely work by you and Brendan on that track. Really enjoyed it. So Josh, you're 16, you're about to turn 17.
Yeah.
You've got like the whole, you're like, I think 1/3 my age. My sons are your age, you know.
Okay, cool.
Give you an idea. What do you hope to achieve in music in the future?
Most probably to become an established artist in South Africa,
Yeah.
and hopefully spread into Europe.
Okay. But in what way? I mean, established, what do you think is more important? Popularity or recognition, or both? And how would,
Both.
so if you had both, what would you tend to what would you want to be remembered for? To phrase that.
I would say being remembered for like quality work.
Yeah.
Also being young, being able to survive in the industry, being young. I would say that performing at festivals are a big like tick
Yeah.
for me that I really want to achieve. Same with more radio play. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But we can get there.
You get a fair deal of music radio play at the moment.
Yeah.
Across stations. Are you surprised by that?
You know, I think I'm surprised because I think there's a lot of struggling musicians in South Africa.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still don't think it's enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, sure. I agree with you.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think that not only should they play more aspiring musicians' music, I think all radio stations should just like push down on their compiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you get to a certain stage, let's assume you're 25, right? Which is like way in the future now.
Yeah.
For you. When you get older, time goes faster. So it's all relative. Let's assume you're 25. You've now entered the world stage. You've fairly established in South Africa. What could you do to help younger musicians? Would you look at collaborations? Would you look at...
Definitely collaborations. Collaborating them with them on songs,
Yeah.
social media. I think that the way to go in like developing yourself as an artist is getting a ton of exposure on social media.
Yeah.
And that's what I was able to do last year with my covers that I released.
Yeah. That really started... that actually catapulted you, right?
Yeah, it started like...
Did you ever
overflowing.
watch, before you did those covers, did you ever watch Boyce Avenue?
No.
Do you know what Boyce Avenue are?
No idea.
Ah, amazing. I've taught you something new. I'm so glad. Boyce Avenue are a covers band,
Yeah.
specializing in covers, and they're the world's biggest cover band. They have, I think, close to 5 million subscribers on YouTube.
That's crazy.
Boyce Avenue. And they do incredible covers,
I'll check it out.
all styled and shot very similar to what we're doing today.
Yeah.
Like what we do for Hot TV. And in terms of music, I mean, you get to that stage, you want to help young artists. If you had an opportunity to influence the world in some way or cause, what cause would you stand for?
I would say just being yourself, understanding that you shouldn't be so hard on yourself and you should understand that there's a place for you.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing that I wouldn't say I struggle with, but I used to be like, like really, am I ever going to make it? Is anybody ever going to watch my video?
Yeah.
And they did. Do you know what I mean? They actually cared. They streamed it.
Listen, it's a double-edged sword, as you know, music, because I think musicians, like actors and any performer, we're quite fragile when it comes to our egos and things like that.
Yeah.
And it can be the case where everything you put out is being judged by the world, right?
Exactly.
People are either going to like it or not like it. Now, you've had a fair degree of success so far. There'll be some failures too. Some things are not going to work. People are not going to like it. Have you experienced that already?
I actually released a #1 single in South Africa called Monster.
Yeah.
And then I wrote another song called Gone. And I featured with an artist, A1 Wolf, from Durban.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say it was a failure because it was a good song. But the momentum that I received with Monster I don't think Gone could have ever competed with that. Do you know what I mean?
This incredible high, and then the next one didn't quite.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's just something I dealt with, and that's something I'm prepared to do as well. I mean, Stay that I released a few months back. That's been one of my biggest singles.
Right.
And I'm prepared for the next one. And yeah.
So given that there is this distant pressure, I can see that you're handling it quite well.
Yeah.
That you try not to put too much pressure on yourself, trying to relax as much as possible, which is the best advice anyone can give you, actually. So in your songwriting process, when you're writing music, are you thinking of any of this pressure? Do you feel any of this pressure?
All the time.
Yeah. And what's your process like? So I mean, what do you start? You play piano, obviously.
Yeah, I play piano.
You start with chord sequence. You're starting with lyric?
Chord sequences. Or I just get a random tune in the car.
Yeah.
I play piano and then I record it and then I listen back to it.
Yeah.
And just like consistently like write melodies to that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes my mom's speaking and I get a tune and I got to pull out my phone and record quick and then.
So are there songs that you've written and done a rough demo and you thought, okay, this is not that great, so I'm not going to release it?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. You haven't got to the point yet where, as an artist, and I think you will at some point once you've written a lot of songs, where it wouldn't matter what you write. You will learn to embrace every note and every lyric that you craft will be gold to you. And that's part of your journey as a songwriter. I can tell you as a 45-year-old singer-songwriter that's you're looking at a future of what you'll experience as a writer. When you get to that point, you will know that you've truly settled with yourself.
Yeah.
But where you are now and what you're talking about is searching and searching.
100%.
It's what's been the key to your success. So you got to keep doing it until you get to the point where you settle. And it wouldn't matter what you write. It wouldn't matter what people think. You'll write it anyway.
Yeah.
And you'd believe it anyway. And it'll be great anyway. It's amazing when you believe in your stuff, how other people believe in it too.
Yeah, true.
From a songwriting process point of view, I mean, you play piano now. Is there any other instrument that you would love to pick up? Like,
I told you earlier, I'd love to pick up the guitar.
Yeah.
But at this stage, I'm kind of stuck with piano. I write so well with piano.
Well, kind of stuck with piano is not a bad thing because the piano is a beautiful instrument.
It's not. But I think I'll definitely learn guitar in the future.
Yeah. And who are your biggest influences right now in music?
That's a hard one. Hey, I jumped from like Lady Gaga to Kehlani and The Weeknd and a whole bunch of other stars in R&B.
Yeah. Do you like R&B?
It's all over the place, but I love R&B and soul.
Okay. That's your vibe. Do you like old R&B and soul, like Al Green and Marvin Gaye and things like that? Is that it's too far back for you?
I think it's too far back for me. I haven't really like experienced it.
Yeah.
Like properly.
So I'm gonna give you a hint, right? Marvin Gaye's music was they were all-time classics, and it's good material for you as a songwriter.
Yeah.
Most of what you hear from Pharrell and all these guys that you hear releasing things have taken samples from Marvin Gaye's music.
I saw that. Didn't they get sued?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah,
but they use a lot of that. Even Will Smith, Wild Wild West, it's from a Marvin Gaye song. Yeah. So a lot of inspiration is drawn from those classic beats and melodies from back in the day because they were crafted so beautifully. So don't be afraid to dive into an archive because you'll be amazed at what you discover.
Sure, 100%.
As an artist. Now, your next song is called Hold Me Close.
Yes.
Is this a love song?
I would say it is. It's kind of about falling in love with a friend of yours.
All right. That's happened.
You know what it is? It's kind of like, that like friend zone thing when a girl puts you in the friend zone. I was kind of like...
Why is it always girls putting guys in friend zones and not so much the other way around? It's weird, eh?
It is weird, hey? I've never thought of that. Yeah.
We get friend zoned all the time.
Yeah, exactly, right? So the song's basically about falling in love with a friend of yours.
Right. Forbidden fruit. Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So is this based on a true story or is it just a reflection?
Just a reflection.
I see.
Yeah.
And I suppose a lot of people can relate to that. This is Josh Middleton with Hold Me Close. It's a reflection of a friend falling in love with a friend. Enjoy it.
You pick me up and throw me down. Every moment I'm around you, you take me places I've never known before. You've changed the way I look at things. I'll keep you dry when it's pouring with rain. A moment in time will fade away. But if I broke down tonight, would you hold my hand even if you can't? And if I gave up tonight, would you save my life? Would you make things right? Love me now. I know I'm your friend, but I need some loving. Hold me close. I don't care if it's wrong, I don't care, 'cause I love it. 'Cause I love it. You lift me up and throw me down. Every moment I'm around you, you take me places I've never known before. But if I broke down tonight, would you hold my hand even if you can't? And if I gave up tonight, would you save my life? Would you make things right? Love me now. I know I'm your friend, but I need some loving. Hold me close. I don't care if it's wrong, I don't care, 'cause I love it. 'Cause I love it. 'Cause I love it. You are enough to keep my whole world turning. You are enough. The air in my lungs, I'll keep breathing. But if I broke down tonight, would you hold my hand even if you can't? And if I gave up tonight, would you save my life? Would you make things right? Love me now. I know I'm your friend, but I need some loving. Hold me close. I don't care if it's wrong, I don't care, 'cause I love it.
Welcome back to Band Stripped, and that was Josh Middleton's third song called Hold Me Close. Lovely stuff there. Josh, where can people find you and your music?
You guys can find all my music on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere except SoundCloud.
I see. Okay, fair play.
And then you guys can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
What is your handle?
At Josh Middleton SA.
As simple as that.
Simple,
at Josh
yeah.
Middleton SA.
SA for South Africa.
So it's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, I assume.
Yeah. And Snapchat.
And Snapchat. Oh, you Snapchat as well?
Yeah, Snapchat as well.
I don't know what that is. No, I do, but like I don't.
Yeah. I hate Snapchat.
But if people ask, I say I do, but I don't.
Yeah.
Josh, this was wonderful. Is there any parting message that you would like to leave for 16-year-olds or 13-year-olds or 12-year-olds out there who are musicians or musically inclined and want to pursue this dream? Is it worth it?
I would say it's worth it. Just believe in yourself, because you can do it and you can make your dreams come true.
Yeah. And if they don't sing well, should they still do it?
I think parents should just be honest. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go. That message was for all you parents out there. That's actually good advice, Josh. I agree with you on that one. That was Band Stripped with Josh Middleton here on the SA Music Box with me, the Eskimo writer. It's been wonderful chatting to him. A young, insightful, brave and bold lad. And I look forward to seeing where his career trajects to, because I think there are great things ahead for him. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, and we'll catch you next time.
Hot 91.9.
Playing the best old school and R&B.